Hey y'all, welcome to the channel. This is Candace and Haley Art. We're two art enthusiasts who live down here on the Gulf Coast of Florida, and we're bringing you videos of our mega art shopping hauls, our reviews of the products we get, and occasionally maybe some content exploring the mixed media techniques that we're excited about and learning. We've got a small haul to show you today. This is a haul that all comes from Joann Craft and Fabric Store, which is close to our house and easily accessible. We like to shop there because we can get a range of products all the way from professional quality down to student grade for a fairly reasonable price. So today we're going to go through about 9 or 10 products. We're going to start with some beautiful Faber-Castell soft pastels. This is the miniature version, the 24 pack half stick. These are the square shape soft pastels, which may make a difference to you depending on how you like to hold them. It's got a nice color guide in it with some interesting information. Also shows you what the varieties look like in your larger packs. Back of the box has got the swatches for you, so you can figure out the exact names that they've called these. So again, these are just the square pastels, the mini sticks. A good intro set to play around with. Runs in the $5 to $7 range, so fairly inexpensive. Next, we're going to talk about the Liquitex Basics. Now, Liquitex Basics acrylics, they come in these 4-ounce all the way up to an 8-ounce tube. The front does show you all the information you need. It's got the light fastness, the opacity, and shows you the specific pigments. This is the parchment color. So this is a warm toned, opaque, off-white. These Liquitex Basics are really nice and affordable, and we use them a lot. Next, we've got some Amsterdam acrylic ink. This is the deep gold. We love this stuff. This is the second or third bottle we've gone through recently. We use metallics a lot, and this one's a good one. You can get this from Joann right around $7 to $8 for a bottle of the deep gold. Next is the golden fluid acrylic. This is the manganese blue hue. Pay attention to the black hash marks there in the middle. Golden does this great thing on their paints, their fluid acrylics, where they will actually hand paint over it to show you the opacity level. So that's always a nice feature. We restocked our paper cabinet with this haul. We got the sketch paper from Yasutomo. This is a rice paper. So this is the 6H 9x12 rice paper. This is very strong paper. 48 sheets in this pad. It's got a smooth side, slightly rough side. You can paint on the smooth side and then go back and saturate from the back. This paper is great for collage. Next, we've got the Strathmore watercolor pad. This is a cold press paper. This comes in 12 sheets. It's 11 by 15 inches. This has got some tooth to it. This is not a completely smooth paper. We like to use these when we're making monoprints from our gel plate. This can stand up to a lot of heavy applications if we want to do mixed media work on top of the monoprint. So paper is a little more expensive, about $12 for that pad of 12 sheets, but good quality paper. Next, we've got our favorite. This is the Canson XL watercolor pad. It's 30 sheets of 11 by 15, 140 pound, 300 GSM paper. Got a really good texture to it, which is fantastic when you're doing gel plate mono printing. This paper will stand up to a tremendous amount of wet applications. So we can put down acrylic paint, acrylic inks, Posca markers, you name it, we can add it to this and then Mod Podge or varnish or matte medium, the whole thing. And it will stand up to it beautifully. Great paper, 30 sheets, about $11 to $12 on that. And then last but not least, we've got some basic Artsmith level 1 stapled back canvases. This is a value pack. It's the 2-pack. I think these are the 12 by 16s. They are about $3 a pack, give or take. Nice canvas to use for basic projects, or if you're just trying out a new technique. Always nice to have these laying around to play with. We're going to pull out a sheet of this paper and swatch out some of these colors we bought. We're just going to use this rice paper because it's versatile paper, accepts a lot of mediums. We'll try the pastels and the paints and the inks. And if I didn't mention it before, this paper is great because if you're a collager, you can infuse this paper by painting on it from behind. You can use watercolors to do that, or any kind of ink or fluid acrylic, and it'll saturate the paper and give you a nice colored edge when you tear it. Now, we've got the Faber-Castell pastels out again. Remember, these are the half sticks. This is a entry-level soft pastel. We'll just swatch out a couple of them so we can get a good idea for how pigmented they are. This first one is the fuchsia. You can never go wrong with a bright pink. Fairly heavy application. Got a little bit of dust. Beautiful color. And then with that lighter application, still gives you a nice pigmentation. And you can really see how bright it is. We'll also try the cobalt green. It's one of our favorite colors. Good quality for a student pastel, good entry-level pastel, really vibrant. Probably the biggest complaint with these pastels is just the half stick size can be challenging to work with as you work further and further down. But overall, nice little $5 or $6 set from Faber-Castell. Entry-level soft pastels. And next we're going to swatch that golden fluid acrylic. That's the manganese blue hue we've got. And we're going to have an upcoming video where we swatch out and discuss quite a lot of the golden fluid line. Like everybody else, we use a lot of golden paint. The golden fluids are particularly great when we're gel plate printing and we're looking for a slightly thinner application. Number one, it gives us some extra texture, and number two, we have the ability to manipulate it with varying amounts of water, which adds to the textured look, almost gives you like a watercolor quality on the gel plate, which can be hard to achieve. Love the golden paints. Little drop will do you on those. Great saturation. Really nicely pigmented. And that's a beautiful color blue. Next is the Amsterdam acrylic ink, the gold, the deep gold specifically that we talked about. The deep gold is nice and rich and luscious. It's warm, beautiful warm tone, got great coverage, very little color shift with this product. And Haley's going to do us one drop on there and just kind of leave it so you can see what it looks like, and then do another drop and brush it out for us so we can see what it looks like when you thin it down just a tad. You can dry brush these, of course. You can put them in a smaller bottle so you can fine line them. And we also use them with a paintbrush thinned out just a little bit to get more of a glazing effect. We've used these successfully on the gel plate as well. Used them, of course, on top of monoprints that we've pulled, and used them directly on the plate. So this deep gold is beautiful. Lovely color. We've got a video coming up where we talk about all the Amsterdam acrylics, and we talk about all the metallics that we have. We've got a Jackson's art supply haul coming in pretty soon, where we are just going to go nuts with metallics. So definitely check that out. Last but not least, we've got the Liquitex Basics. Now, we talked about this is the affordable version of Liquitex paint. This is about $5 for the 4-ounce tube, and if you use your coupons right, you can get even less than that. This is the parchment color. Use this a lot when we're working with neutral palettes. Really like how soft and creamy these paints are. Give good coverage. This one, of course, is opaque, which is great. This one isn't as sticky as some of the whites can be. In particular, like titanium white can be really sticky, which on the gel plate can be a little bit of a pain. This parchment is great. Gives you good coverage, very affordable price, useful for all sorts of applications. So there you have it. We've got all these products that we are excited about. We've got videos coming up. We really appreciate you coming to watch our first video. We hope you enjoyed seeing everything we bought and talking about it. Please remember to like and subscribe, and we'll see you next time.